You have spent the last few years filmmaking and you have used every single lens under the sun. And now it's time for the next step in your filmmaking journey, buying cineglass. My name is Joey Lever and I'm a filmmaker, and I am on that part of the journey where I just want something more out of a lens.
Hi, I'm Travis, a photographer and videographer, and what I need is versatile cineglass to help me take the next step in my career and deliver for my clients and my personal projects. So all I need to know is, can the lens handle it?
And this led us to this amazing company called Irix, and today I want to talk about my experiences with my first ever cine lens. Light. Light.
And I just want to stress test it to make sure it can fulfill all the needs that Joey would want and what I would want.
Starting out on your filmmaking journey, usually you'd spot one of these. This is the 1.8 Canon 50mm lens. And I mean, like, what? It's everyone's go-to, right? Pretty much.
Everyone's practically starting off with the nifty 50.
Literally, when I filmed my first one, Spider-Man Lost Cause, we just used the 50mm. And that's the reason I kind of went with the 45mm Irix lens today, because it's kind of like going back to my roots. Getting a 50mm lens, it kind of fills out all the good criteria, right? You get excited by bokeh, you want that close-up look. It's great for interviews.
It's pretty much an all-rounder, but then it's kind of like you divert from 50 to figure out, do you need it closer? Do you need it wider? Most of the time you end up needing it wider.
Yeah, so it's a great starter lens. And again, like, that's why I got the 45mm Irix lens, because it brings me back to the roots, and I just thought...
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings, right? I'm sitting so close to you. It's like such an intimate chat.
So one of my first experiences with the lens was going with you to a Christmas market.
Okay, so we're here at a Christmas market with two fabulous models, Dana and Maria, and we're going to test out the low light capabilities of this new Irix lens. Let's go.
Let's go.
Woohoo! And in 3, 2, 1, go.
Obviously, there's no light whatsoever apart from what's available. You really put it through its paces.
I did. So I mean, that's the one thing I'm getting so excited about this lens, is the fact that it's a 1.5. That's why I wanted to go to a Christmas market. Just playing with natural, fun light with various different colors was super interesting to me.
Just from being there, you had just light constantly hitting the lens. We've got fluorescence, we've got tungsten, we've got disco balls, we've got everything going on around us, to the point of where we don't know what we're dealing with at any point. And so 1.5 is the only way to go throughout this, and it's a very dreamy f-stop. It's very nice. Everyone likes to see bokeh.
Everyone likes to see bokeh. With the power of the T-stop with the 1.5, the quality of the image looked incredible.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful every single place you shot it.
Literally, and I've never like had footage like that. Like we've captured a lot of footage in our days being filmmakers together, but looking at that footage with the eyes sharp in focus, with the background just so like overly blurred, it just looked beautiful.
And also, one thing everyone always wants to know is, like, what do the bokeh balls look like? And they're round.
They're spherical.
They're not hexagonal. It's actually a nice round bokeh ball.
Yeah, it's what you want. It's just a nice plain circle.
So when everyone goes on about, we want that cinematic image, we want it's a full frame lens. Most cineglass does not come in full frame without it costing sub £5,000 upwards. And you're getting this for 1,200. You're already getting a bargain there.
Yeah, you're getting 2 for 1 really, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, you can have an Irix lens and it's gonna cover you for the majority of it. that means you don't really have to worry then further if you're just using Super 35. You've got everything covered from if you're going to go from Super 35 to full frame. You don't have to get new lenses.
Focus distance, we tested that today.
That's delicious.
Did you just call it delicious?
It is delicious. Isn't butter supposed to be delicious? It's like Lurpak. Do you not like Lurpak?
This is the Lurpak of lenses.
Okay, so this lens is ridiculous, first and foremost, because obviously you can go to focus infinity, but then you can focus all the way down to 0.4 meters. Not only being able to get the good width, and then you're able to get, not quite a super macro, but a very heavy macro shot. That's ridiculous on a 45mm lens. Most 50mm will not give you that.
Wow. So there you go.
Jesus Christ.
So that's 16 inches. What's that?
4 meters, 0.4 meters. Most photography lenses can't do that.
We also did a focus breathing test.
And yeah, it breathes, but it's not hideous. It's not a parfocal lens, but breathes and it's nice.
Yeah, it's again with the character aspect, right? You kind of want a bit of breathing.
You want a little breathing, you don't want it to be too much of a jolt, and it doesn't do that. What
do you want from us? It breathes, all right?
What? Lenses breathe. Do you want to spend £5,000 on a lens that doesn't breathe? Well,
I like the breathing.
The breathing looks nice. What's wrong with it?
We also did a test with flares today, and we used our phone torch, because that's the only one we've got on us. But it was interesting because I was not expecting it to be so sharp.
So, perspective, you usually get a nice round orb. Now, don't get us wrong, you could probably like soften it down with a black pro mist and they get that orb-like look, but it's just very unusual to see.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's something to do with the glass they use.
It's probably, and it's definitely, again, characteristics of the lens.
Yeah. I'm interested in using it. I'm interested in seeing what that will look like on like a sci-fi film.
Yeah.
Or a music video.
Situations where you might not find it to be good is like if you're out shooting a horror and you need to use the torch.
Yeah.
And you're just waving the torch around and you've got this big star coming out of it. It's probably not going to be a look, and that's when you're going to want your diffusion filters.
The sharpness of the lens is honestly second to none.
Oh, it's great.
I mean, I've done a few interviews now, a few with Kelvin Fletcher, a few podcasts. Today we did the placement of your eye.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I wasn't expecting to get an eye that tacked
No.
and that close.
And that clear.
Really shocking to see.
Yeah. This is going back to like what we said at the intro of the video. Like the next level of filmmaking is this. Like the sharpness of your eye. We've done so many eye shots in the past, using the 50mm, using lenses we've got, using lenses that I've hired, music videos, short films, movies. I've never seen it like this before.
So you usually want, three things when you want from a lens. You want it to be sharp, you want it to be built well, and you want it to be good quality. Kind of got all three.
Yeah, and the shoot with the castle I did recently, I took quite a few pictures, but the images that came out of that were, like, for me, mind-blowing. They truly were. I was so happy.
You went to Spain. You shot a whiskey commercial. What was the standout shot that you got throughout that entire experience?
The great question. That is a great question. There was an uncamero, and he had the most perfect uniform on. And I was playing with blare and heat there. I was playing with darkness, overexposed brightness. So there was a lot to play there, and the shot, I believe, was just perfect. I thought it was so good. And that was all filmed on the Irix. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I put this lens through quite a few stresses, the Spain one, blaring heat. So I went to a super authentic castle, meaning like there was tungsten bulbs, there was candles, and it looked incredible. And I wanted to take the Irix lens just to test it out. Obviously the T-stop being a 1.5, I was able to really push it and have some fun with it. So the shots that came out of the castle were absolutely fantastic. We had one shot of the castle in pure darkness. I then took my girlfriend and we just went in this costume and had a little play with the daytime effects, and then we went inside the castle and I took some insane shots with the Irix of just the setting itself, which, you know, it was incredible. It was just a versatile lens again. So good. I also took it on a few corporate jobs, which was just a few interview setups, a few talking heads, and a few podcasts. And obviously you bring out this big bulky lens and the client's like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like, that obviously got a few eyeballs rolling. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, so you just want to know about the build quality of what you're going to get with this lens. And first things first, it's got a declinked aperture, which is perfect if you want to get smooth iris pulls. And the focused throw, considering that we're currently living in a mirrorless world where everything's going focused by wire, so actually being able to have a fully manual lens with a very good throw is very nice to have. And it's solid metal construction. It's everything you really want from cineglass. I can't really say much about it apart from it's not even really a downside, but the weight.
You might be looking at this lens and thinking, it's a bit beefy, heavy, and big. And you'd be right. It is very heavy, but it feels quality. Compared to something like this, my old 50mm lens from Canon, it just doesn't feel right. It feels, I don't want to say cheap, but it feels cheap. Where this feels like it's got something inside it. It feels like it's built for quality. It feels like if I drop my camera, it could survive. I actually, no, it will survive. Honestly, it feels great. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this might be my new favorite close-up lens.
So to round this all up, step
And you don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've ever stepped into a certain brand, because we've hired a lot of gear off a lot of companies, haven't we?
Rented Samyangs, DZOs, Canon Cine line.
I've even had a play with Cook once.
Yeah, and you've never felt really attached to
They're nice, and they give you certain characteristics, but they just weren't what I was looking for. And then obviously I had a little play with Irix, and the lens is absolutely stunning. The brand itself as well. I remember the first time I ever messaged Irix to talk about, getting one of their lenses, and the first thing they asked me was, what was I working on? Like, what kind of, you don't get that customer service. It's just great to have a brand out there that look out for the filmmaker.
But it's also like they're trying to get feedback to know where they can improve.
Yeah, it's so good. That's just the customer service point. This is not even talking about the lens anymore. I'm just fangirling over the company. Whichever, yeah. Well, anyway, this goes for about 1,200.
About 1,200.
Yeah, it's about 1,200, which is amazing for cineglass at this range.
Like, to get this type of quality for sub 5,000.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
2 months now, and it has not left my camera bag. Like, the amount of quality that it proceeds out of it, to what you get from it, to how people look at you when you've got it. It's just great. I just don't know why I'd take out.
Do you think you found it?
Oh, 100%. This, with the company being absolutely amazing, with the lens build quality being perfect, and the look being exactly how I wanted it to look, I think this is exactly where I want my direction of filmmaking to go. And I am very excited to get the 11mm, 15mm, maybe even go as far as 150mm. I want the whole set, Travis. I want the whole set of Irix lenses, please. Christmas is coming up.
Daddy needs a new lens.
Daddy needs a new lens. Daddy needs a full set of Irix lenses. Thank you so much for watching our Irix review today. Again, this is just a review. This is just as filmmakers having a chat about this new lens. If you want to see it in action, check out the new films that are going to come out in the new year, because that's where we're really going to put this bad boy to the test. That's what we want. That's what we want. All these new films that are going to come out in the new year are going to look so pretty thanks to these guys. If you've used an Irix lens before, or if you're using any cineglass before, please type in the comments, let us know what you're using and how you're using it and how you're finding it. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you liked it, comment down below, and of course, subscribe.